York County is so much more than just a stop for gas along I-80. 17 County is filled with unique individuals with unique stories, just wanting to be told. Welcome to the 17 County Podcast. I'm your host, Callie Hurley.
This is 17 County Podcast. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Be sure to like, subscribe, and listen on your favorite platform. This helps our podcast grow, and we thank you for your continued support. We would like to thank our York County Development Corporation stakeholder investors, AgriProducts, BGIN USA, Cornerstone Bank, York General, Central Valley Ag, and York State Bank. Without these great stakeholders, we wouldn't be able to focus on the growth and development of York County here at the YCDC. So thank you. And now, let's get to the conversation.
I am here with Alex Saathoff, Director at York County Visitor Bureau, for an update on what they got going on next door. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Of course. So, tell me a little bit about you. You grew up in the area?
I did. So I graduated from York High School in 2019. And then after that, I went to Kansas State University and I graduated in 2023 with a degree in secondary mathematics education. And right after that, I moved to El Salvador to teach at an American school. And when I decided I wanted to come back, I started looking for a job in the area, and this opportunity was just too good to pass up.
Yeah, so what kind of made you switch from education to tourism?
So I really enjoyed education. Working with children was awesome. But I just really wanted to switch to something more adult-centered. And so in my job, I get to talk to all different kinds of people from all different walks of life and really connect to what makes my hometown so special.
Yeah, I completely understand that. When did you realize that you wanted to work specifically in tourism?
I realized that I wanted to work in tourism because I always traveled a lot as a young person, and then I traveled a ton when I lived abroad.
For sure.
And it just always interested me on how people market certain places, finding those hidden gems.
Yeah.
And I just thought that that would be something really fun to get into. So it definitely wasn't until the later part of my year of 23.
Yeah. So how long have you been in this role officially?
So I have been in this role just over 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And in that time, we have been able to make a lot of progress in diversifying our marketing portfolio and reaching out to the community to let them know the services that we offer.
Did you know much about the Visitors Bureau before this role?
I didn't know that York County was someplace people visited.
Yeah.
It had just always been like home, you know?
I understand that. It's the water tower, the colors.
Yeah. If you look up York County online, the first thing that comes up is the Lee's Legendary Marble Museum.
That checks out.
Yeah, I was at a tourism conference a couple weeks ago, and someone from Atlas Obscura, which is kind of an app, or it's like an online platform where people can submit like hidden gems. So it's kind of shifting that focus from places that are overpopulated. So you think about like Barcelona, Venice, Italy, where there's so many people there. This is more about going to places that people don't know about yet. But one of York's only entries is the Marble Museum. And so they were like quizzing us on like places in Nebraska, and he just put up a picture of marbles. And obviously I was the first one to get it. It was just really fun.
I feel like people who live in York, they just drive by and they're like, Marble Museum? Like what?
Apparently they have uranium marbles there.
Uranium.
Yeah, so I haven't been to the Marble Museum since I was a kid, and there was like a lot of interest in what was going to happen like after Lee passed away. So yeah, but anyway, anytime I go anywhere, everyone asks about the Marble Museum, and I'm like,
wow,
we have so many other things.
Apparently, you need to go to the Marble Museum again and get an updated view on it. But yeah, we do really have so much more going on. So specifically, since you've come into this role, What has been something fun that you've been able to incorporate?
So I'm really excited to announce that we are beta testing an app right now for our community. So it will be broken down into the categories of eat, play, stay, and shop. And one of the things that I got to incorporate in that is a York County passport.
Oh, cool.
So I believe there are 23 stops, and there are in all the various communities that we have in our county,
Mm-hmm.
just to get people from York, like outside of York, to
Yeah.
appreciate the other things that we have that are so close. Like I had never heard of the Henderson Mennonite Heritage Park
Yeah.
before I had this job. That place is crazy. It is awesome. You learn so much.
There's a lot of those little hidden like museums or stuff like that.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
especially in places you've like driven by and you're like, wait, like I've been by that place. What?
Yeah. Henderson also has this place called the Hatchery. So it used to be a um like egg facility. I think that's what it was called. That's what it's called, the Hatchery.
Hmm.
But it was recently renovated and they have a catering company that takes it over on Friday and Saturday mornings and
Oh,
they make
cool.
homemade coffee syrups. It is a delicious
Oh,
latte.
wow.
Yeah.
The hatchery. To check it out.
Yeah.
Is there anything else like the little hidden gems that you think are kind of overlooked in the county?
Something that has changed drastically since I lived here last is the Anna Bemis Palmer Museum.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah. Now that they have their rotating exhibits, every time I go in there, I learn something new. And I just think Carrie is so knowledgeable about
Hmm.
everything that happens. Like, I went in there one day and she was like, "Did you know that the person who invented ranch dressing was born in Thayer, Nebraska?"
Well,
I was
thank
like,
you,
"Carrie, are
Thayer.
you kidding me? That is crazy." Um,
Thank you, Thayer. I mean,
yeah.
what would we do without ranch?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, he was born in Thayer and then moved to California, and that's where he had his ranch called Hidden in the Hidden Valley or
Oh, wow.
whatever. And then he made his dressing.
Very cool. Yeah, I've heard so many good things about that museum, especially recently.
Yeah, the History of York County exhibit was really good, but she has something about fashion coming up.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
some other places that I really enjoy in town. I mean, what is there not to enjoy?
Mm-hmm.
But I really like our golf course in York.
We do have a good
Um,
golf course.
it's just a beautiful golf course. It's challenging, but not in a way that you're gonna get like too down on yourself on your game, you know?
Yeah, got a good few places of water you can just hit your ball into.
Yeah, lose a couple.
Yep.
All in all, I think York is a really great community to experience like a slow vacation, which is
Hmm.
actually one of the upcoming trends in younger generations such as millennials and Gen Zs.
Especially, like you said, the younger generations are experiencing that more like, hey, we can chill for a minute. It doesn't have to be go, go, go.
Yeah, I always used to, when I was a kid, I always used to tell my parents, like, I want to go to the city. I want to go to the city.
Hmm.
And now, like, anytime the weather is nice outside, I just like want to lay
Hmm.
outside and it
Yeah.
to be quiet and just like enjoy the presence of nature kind of thing.
It is so loud in the city, like no matter where you are.
Oh, yeah, I lived in a city of 2 million people. It was insane.
2 million people,
Yeah,
that's nothing compared to like even the biggest city in Nebraska.
I know. Oh my gosh, the traffic was so bad. You couldn't leave your house from 4 to 7 p.m. because you couldn't get anywhere.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I do not miss that. I can get to work in like 5 minutes and it's beautiful.
Nothing like small town Nebraska.
Yeah.
So, how's it been with connecting with like all age demographics?
So that has definitely been a challenge for me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I do my best to get the opinions and takes from people of all different walks of life, different generations,
Mm-hmm.
trying to see what best way to reach them. So the challenge in marketing today is that everybody is grouped into super specific tight groups. So
Yeah.
reaching all those different types of groups can be very difficult, which is why you need a diverse portfolio. So here we have social media, organic social media and social media ads. We run print and digital magazines. We print, our visitors guide and distribute those to hotels. They'll be distributed to the rest stops when those open up, and then some will be taken to Lincoln or Grand Island, some of those bigger places around us. Also in the tourism world, like making connections with the other executive directors is really important so that they can also promote your stuff and you promote their stuff.
Yeah.
But the best way I think if I was going to tell someone if they're looking for something to do, is check our community calendar. It is on the yorkvisitors.org website. It's also on the chamber website and YCDC's. But also at the beginning of every week, I post the events that are going on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, there you go. What's your Facebook and Instagram tag?
Our Facebook tag is Visit York County NE, and our
Nice.
Instagram tag is York County NE.
Perfect. So I've seen a few TikToks pop up. Have those been fun to like experiment with?
TikToks are so hard because I am not a TikTok watcher.
Oh, really?
Yes, I know, crazy take for a
It's
Gen
kind of
Z.
surprising.
My friend just got me to download TikTok like 2 weeks ago, and
Oh,
my screen time has already gone up so far. And I like to really be present in what I'm doing in my life. So staying on top of the trends, I have to rely on a lot of other people. So I'm not super consistent with that. I'm hoping in the future that that kind of stuff will come a little easier.
yeah, come a little easier as well as a few hours per day on TikTok. I mean,
Yeah, sure. Just what my daily routine
I
means.
know. It's what you gotta do to know the trends. I mean, what a
Yeah,
sacrifice.
it's research.
At Cornerstone Bank, we are committed to providing you the best in banking products and service. With 46 locations throughout Nebraska, we are dedicated to serve you. Cornerstone Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This episode is brought to you by Max Country KOOL Radio and York Medical Clinic. Now, let's get back to the podcast. So, what specific events does York County Visitors Bureau host?
So York County Visitors Bureau does not really host their own events, but we do offer two different types of grants.
Oh,
So
perfect.
one of the grants that you can apply for through York County Visitors Bureau is a promotion grant, which means that we can pay for the advertising of any event that you're putting on as long as you're a nonprofit, public, or sometimes we even do private. So the qualifications just have to be that it's a public event, anyone can come. So some of the previous ones that we have given grants to would be Heart of the Holidays. We give grants to Wessels, to Henderson Mennonite Heritage Park, Chamber of Commerce. Each one of our small communities gets a grant for, Bradshaw Days, Waco Days, Mustang Roundup,
Very fun.
those kinds of things. So we do sponsor a lot of community events just in that advertising. So that pays for anything digital to print and anything in between. We get all of that money from a 2% lodging tax. So something that my board and I really look for when we're going through those grants is if it's going to bring people in to our community, staying at the hotels. So each hotel pays a 2% lodging tax. 1% of that goes into the promotions fund, and 1% goes into our improvement fund, which is our other grant. And that one basically focuses on capital construction.
Okay.
So our two most recent for that is the Jack Vincent Press Box
Oh, yeah.
and the gathering room at the Henderson Heritage Park.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Are there any like big, massive projects that like you guys have done in the past?
Usually we just give out grants, kind of. Since it's a one-person department, it would be super hard for me to, plan and execute something huge by myself. So I'm hoping that there's some stuff coming in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I've been talking with the Seward Visitors Bureau about the rededication of the bicentennial statues on the interstate. So they are all turning 50. And so the Nebraska Arts Council wants to rededicate those. Yeah.
Nice.
I have been getting a lot more hands-on with the activities going on around York. I am pretty involved in the creative arts district and
Mm-hmm.
really want to see that grow and thrive. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for our community to really embrace beauty, you
Yeah.
know?
Can we touch on that a little bit? How has like Creative Arts District like come into our community?
So the Creative Arts District was granted last year
Mm-hmm.
as a statewide program through the Creative Arts Council
Oh,
of
cool.
Nebraska. So they ended up naming quite a few around the state. Some successful ones that people might know of is Norfolk.
Mhm.
They have a really pretty rotating sculpture garden, actually, where they have local artists sculpt their pieces, and then you can buy them.
Oh,
So as people buy them, they replace them with new sculptures, and
that
so
is
it's
cool.
it's like an ever-changing art exhibit, which I think is really, really awesome. Something I think having a creative arts district is so great for this time in York, as like the Chamber of Commerce has been working on downtown revitalization. So we're
Yeah.
seeing a lot of restoring going on. And for me, that next logical step is like, let's add some more beauty into that.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the mural on the side of North Printing isn't everybody's favorite, but I think it's a really cool pop of color that we have in our town
Mm-hmm.
that when I came back, I was surprised at how little it's changed. Although I
Yeah.
was only gone for 5 years, so
Well, it's 5 years though.
yeah,
I mean, bringing that art into the community and the revitalization, it's bringing the life back into the
right.
town. Yeah. I mean, the colors, a lot of the buildings have changed so much. It's so
I
cool.
and it's so cool to see their progress, like as you
Yeah,
walk downtown. I just love that.
I do too. It is very, very cool. So we've talked a little bit about the app. Has there been anything else new for the York County Visitors Bureau?
As of right now, that is my big project that I'm working on. So
Mm-hmm.
you'll probably see a lot of advertising for it, hopefully.
Very
I'm
fun.
working on getting budgets approved. Something to keep your eye out for is we're having a car show, a very large car show
Oh,
coming to
cool.
town May 31st. And there'll be about, I think, 1,000 people
Oh
maybe.
my gosh.
Yeah, it's
Where will
huge.
that be?
That'll be out at the Holtis Convention Center.
Oh, jeez.
So I know that's coming up really soon. We've got what else? Firework Frenzy. So that one, that
Mm,
is the event that I do the most for, I would say.
that's a big one.
Yeah,
That is a big one.
we're hoping to make some changes for the
Mm.
250th birthday of the United
Oh
States.
yeah, that is this year.
It's next year.
Next year?
Next year.
I knew it was coming up.
It's hard to keep track of all the numbers, so.
Yeah, I'm not a history person. Well, I love history, but that's why I didn't major in history.
No, I totally get it. So, super excited for that. I want to really focus on doing more partnership and, combining strengths with the counties around us to not be so overlooked. Nebraska is a special place.
It is. It is.
Um,
It's not for everyone, as they say.
not for everyone.
Not for everyone. Is there anything else that we didn't cover that you think is important to highlight in the visitors region?
If you are having an event or you know of an event, please let me know. My email is York County Visitors at yorkcountynE.gov, or you can call my phone at 402-362-4575, or I have a contact information sheet on my website, yorkvisitors.org. I really want to be a part of promoting this community to all the wonderful people outside and in. I think it's really important for us to get involved, engage with our community, because we have something really special.
We do. It's a nice little community.
Yeah.
So let's switch over to our hot potato questions. A little quick back and forth. Would you rather be busy or relaxed?
Oh, busy.
Yeah. I feel like I can relax for like maybe a day.
When I had the summers off, I had like 3 weeks where I wasn't doing anything, and I about drove myself crazy.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I drive everyone around me crazy as well when I get that way.
Yeah, I got home and I tore apart a house. Like,
There you go. Productive. I mean,
yeah, we're getting there.
would you rather be inside or outside?
What's the weather like?
Well, that's another question. Would you rather have it be cold or warm?
Oh, I want it to be hot.
Hot, really?
So when I lived in El Salvador, the first couple weeks, I was so hot. I was sweating so much. And then this crazy thing happens and you just get acclimated and you're like, oh, it's so beautiful outside when it's 90 degrees and 97% humidity.
Oh my gosh.
And then it would like drop in January, it drops to like 75 degrees. I needed a jacket.
Oh my
I needed a
gosh.
jacket.
It's like 80 degrees outside right now and I'm like sweating.
I'm wearing a sweatshirt, girl. Like,
That's crazy.
no, I do not do well with the cold anymore.
Yeah, and you live in Nebraska, so it gets cold in the winter.
Oh, I've got a heated blanket and a weighted blanket. I am on it.
You're on. I don't blame you. Would you rather work from home or in an office?
In an office.
Yeah.
I tried to do like online school, like I was in college during COVID. It is so hard for me to like not have the space to compartmentalize. So if I am doing my work in the same place that I am like relaxing or doing home chores or whatever,
For sure.
it's like, oh, I'm just gonna go switch the laundry or whatever. It just does not work for me.
No, you gotta keep it separate. For
Right.
sure. Would you rather do like a Friday night high school football game or like weekend college games?
Oh, weekend college game. Even when I went to Kansas State, I watched the Husker games. I
Yeah.
brought my brother to the stadium one time. We were sitting in the student section, and he watched the Husker game on his phone. I was
Yeah.
like, you are wearing a purple shirt and a purple hat. What are you doing?
Gotta keep up with the Huskers.
I
mean,
know.
can't be slacking. Can't be caught slacking. Sweets or salty?
Salty. I
Mm,
love a good salty food.
what about like chocolate with salt on it?
Yes. With like chocolate and sea salt caramel.
Even
Love,
better.
love.
There you go. That's
Or
the
chocolate and peanuts. I'm
perfect,
sold.
perfect combinations. Would you rather have Mondays or Fridays off?
I would much rather have a Monday off.
Yeah.
I am not a Monday person. I swear I think I'm Garfield, except for the fact that I can't eat lasagna, but whatever.
I feel ya.
Yeah. Sunday nights, they just hit hard.
Having to go back to work on a Monday, it's rough.
Yeah, absolutely. When we have a Monday off, I'm like, this is the best day of my life.
Yeah. Tuesdays, they feel like Mondays if you've had Mondays off, but then you're so much closer to Friday.
It's like you got 4 days,
Mhm.
then you're done.
That's
It's
it.
so bearable.
Easy. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah, one of the first things I bought after I got this job was an espresso machine.
there you go.
I'm fully addicted.
Gotta have those things to make your days a little bit easier.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, gotta treat yourself. Gives you an excuse or to not go to the coffee shop every day. But also, when you do that, it's a little treat.
Oh, I know it's dangerous being a block away. I don't know who put our office where it is, but that was dangerous.
Being able to walk down the road, I could never. It would be so dangerous.
Yeah. I had to give up buying coffee for Lent.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that means something there.
Yeah.
Do you have any parting words of wisdom for our listeners?
Well, I would just say like if you are in a place where you are not sure what you want to do, like take advantage of the opportunities around you, network with people that you know, ask them. One of the reasons that I got this job is because someone pointed it out to me and thought that I would be good at this. Just really embrace the community that you have around you. Appreciate those opportunities and don't be afraid to try something new.
Yeah.
It can always be super exciting, and if it's something that doesn't work out for you, you move on to the next one.
Yeah. And at least you probably learned something along the way.
Right. Something about yourself, something about the way you work. There is just so much life to live, and I feel like we really just need to take advantage of that.
I agree. It's a beautiful way to look at it. Well, thank you for taking the time to chat, Alex.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me on.
Of course.
In closing, we would like to again thank our stakeholders, the people who help us drive change. We would like to thank Henderson State Bank, Midwest Bank, Mead Lumber Company Incorporated, Nebraska Public Power District, York News Times, Collins Aerospace, and Perennial Public Power District. And thank you, our listeners, for tuning in. Until next time.